How to set the link? Okay, so let's do now. Okay, so you can see, right? Okay, cool. Okay, so we talked about this one before, right? Okay. Introduction to public speaking. So, let's see. Cannot. Okay, so we talk about introductions to public speaking. Okay. Let's look at the. So we talk about this one. Week 1 until week 14. So introductions to public speaking. How do you get in confidence? This one is because next time you will have 1 hour test, right? So you need to study this thing. So all of you have got the notes, right? So how do you prepare the speech? How do you format the outline? How do you organize the speech? What's the body of the speech? And then the organizing the closing of the speech using PowerPoint. But in the KL round, right, for all the branches gathered together to have a competition, there is no PowerPoint. Okay, so that's why I was saying that no PowerPoint. Okay, so I was basing on the based on the KL competitions. Okay, so practicing speech wording, speaking to inform, speaking on special occasions, supporting your ideas. So how do you support your ideas? How do you speak in a different situation? Okay, so I think last time we talked until organizing, right? How to organize the speech. So today we're gonna like roughly touch on these things. Of course, you can go back and have a look on it. Okay, so we're gonna talk about this thing. We talk about speaking to inform. I think this one is easy. Let's talk about special occasion. Okay, this one is, I think, most of you in your presentation, you have done it. Okay, it says that don't overestimate what the audience know. Okay, relate the subject directly to the audience. Most of you do it, some of you don't do it. I think most of you do it, like you talk to people and they can relate well. Don't be too technical. This class don't really have very technical things. Another class have very, very technical things. I told them that people cannot understand those things and they will lose focus. So better do something that they can relate. Okay. And then we have the avoid distraction. Avoid distraction and the attention getter is different. I hope you can differentiate that. Okay. For example, many informative speech, can you see? Mostly vastly improved by novelist band for color details. Okay. So what do you want to say? We usually think of external events, but description is also used to communicate internal feelings. Talking about feelings towards certain events, okay, but talking too much feelings and too much details unnecessarily is abstraction. Okay, and you compare things, talk in a very positive way. Okay, And you use familiar terms that people can relate and with concrete examples. Okay, some of you use figures like numbers, what year, how many people face how many problems or examples. That's good. Okay, contrast. Contrast can put an idea into concrete terms. Contrast show the differences among two or more people. Okay, suppose you want to make the point that a person changes, chances of winning a state lottery are extremely low. You could say the odds of winning a state lottery are an astronomical 14 million to 1. So you can give some figures, credibility. So it means that from outside sources, what people have said the same thing, give more evidence. Okay. Personalize your ideas. After you have so many information that you have gathered, then you personalize your ideas. Okay, your understanding and your feelings. Be creative. Okay, this one, be creative, is whether you are seeking alternative to technical language. Avoid abstraction, personalizing ideas, or adapting to the audience knowledge about the topic. You need to be creative. Means that one thing that you mention, you give different ways of perspective, different explanation. I think so far you guys are doing well. Now next one. We're going to talk about the speaking on special occasions. Now speaking on special occasions, for example, in your wedding, sometimes you'll be as a father, you'll be as a mother, or you'll be a brother, sister, you are being asked to give speech. After dinner speech, commemorative speech, speech of acceptance, speech of presentation, and speech of introductions. Before an event started, you'll be the persons who introduce why we are here, what kind of event is it, and then you invite some of the speakers to start. So that's kind of like speech of introductions. Speech of introduction normally is being very brief, okay? So everyone has ever sat through a long-winded introductions, okay? Normally introduce, we do it very short. Okay, this one you can see like host, in the TV host. You know TV host, like one show, what TV show that you have watched so far? News. Besides news? Okay, music concert. Okay, music concert also sometimes got introductions, right? But music concert normally they will start by having one show first. Normally it's like that. Okay, for example, have you watched X Factor before? Long time ago. Or 天天向上. Okay, they will have a brief introduction. Hi, 大家好. Okay, we have hello, welcome back. So this week it has been a long week, blah blah blah. Right? They talk about something, and then after 5 minutes, they will start to introduce who is coming here, and then they start the event. So that's a briefing. So their speeches of introduction means like that. Okay. Okay, adapt your remarks to the main speaker. No matter how well it is received by the audience, a speech of introduction that leaves the main speaker feeling uncomfortable has failed part of its purpose. One way of making a main speaker uncomfortable is to overpraise the person. Don't keep on overpraise the person. Okay, just roughly tell what is it. Of course, you can praise the person, but maybe 1 or 2 sentences will be enough. I think you know what to do. So like introduce the speech, right? Do you know something or what is it? That's introduction. Okay, speeches of presentation. given when someone receives a gift, an award, or some other form of public recognition. And the winners is, I think you know what is this, huh? You see? Need to have better camera. Okay, and the winner is, you know, the presentation, for example, for ceremony, for gift, awards. That's easy. I have done it before a few times already in the public for others concert award ceremony. I've done it before, so I done this one. Okay. The next one, special occasion. What do you have? Speeches of acceptance. All of these things will come out now. So you need to get prepared for the exam. So next week will be the trial time, okay? Okay, speeches of acceptance is to give thanks for a gift or a reward. When giving such a speech, you thank who are bestowing the awards and recognize the people who help you gain it. Okay, this one is, like for example, the winner is ABC. So ABC come out and then say that, oh, thank you for recognizing me or support me for all my fans and my friends and family first of all. And then I never will forget the persons that who give me these chances and the person who organize these things. Alright, that's what they say lah. Recognize the people who help you to gain it. Okay, for example, like what event is it? Like Oscar, you know, like Oscar, 金马奖. Those are like speeches of acceptance. Okay. So commemorative speech. Okay, next one is commemorative speech. Can you see? Okay, commemorative speech is for praise and celebration. Huh? You probably will have to give the audience information about your subject. The audience must know why your subject is praiseworthy. Your fundamental purpose is a commemorative speech to inform your listener but to inspire them. Commemorative speech is more inspiration. The success of the speech will depend on your ability to put into language the thoughts and emotions, yeah, appropriate to the occasion. Cannot see, right? Very blurry. Metaphor, similar, parallelism. This one is all English. When you write the essay, we continue to find such speeches meaningful and inspiring. Okay. Commemorative speakers normally is, for example, like, you know, the Facebook, the founder is Mark Zuckerberg, right? So Mark Zuckerberg, he dropped out from Harvard University, isn't it? Mark Zuckerberg said bye-bye to Harvard because he earned a lot. So after that, Harvard invited him come back to give the speech. So he talked about something very motivating, something to motivate the persons that who are still studying or who just graduated. Those kind of things is like commemorative speech, give motivational talk. Like Oprah Winfrey also do that. Like in the past, like Steve Jobs also went to some university too. He also is a dropout, right? A lot of dropout, like Bill Gates. Bill Gates also dropped out from Harvard. Huh? There are some people like that, but how many of you can be like that? You tell me. How many? Not many. So don't easy drop out. Okay. Now next one. After dinner speech. Okay. I think you know what to do lah. After dinner speech, entertain your audience. Can see. Entertain your audience. Can see? Entertain your audience, not yourself. Speak before 11 o'clock. Okay. This one is more like a dinner. Do not sound nervous. So, as I told you, if you don't want to be nervous, you do it. Challenge yourself. Whatever happens, you move first. So make a habit that you will not be nervous lah. If you're always being quiet, passive, suddenly ask you to wake up, you cannot. Suddenly ask you to do, no. If you are introvert, I believe most of you here are introverts, including me, myself also. So you just challenge yourself. Okay. Now next one. Okay, here wants to say something. Okay. And here, good speeches are not composed of hot air and generalization. It is more to you give strong supporting materials to bolster the speaker's point of view. You give more evidence, more story, more details. Okay. Now next one, using examples. Extended examples. I think you know what to do. So far, so good. Now next one. Hypothetical examples. Imagine this. Okay, you can say this one also. Imagine this. You're taking your psychology exam. When you notice the student sitting next to you is staring at your answer, you also see his open notebook under his desk. You feel your cheeks redden as you become angry that he may get a high score by cheating. Hypothetical means that you assume something, an imaginary situation. Okay, you can also do that. Next one. Okay, last one, class. 5 minutes only. Supporting your ideas using statistics. Okay, some of the classmates of yours use statistics. Okay, so good. Testimony. By quoting people's words. Some of you also done it very good. So far, whatever you do is almost here, but okay, next one. Cannot see this one. Too dark. Okay. This one is I use a different template, but it's a similar concept. Does the attention grabber grab your attention? I would say that this class, most of you didn't do it. Attention grabber. Next, how well can you understand the speaker? Most of you I can understand. Okay? I could say almost all. Does the speaker use transition and signposting? This one means that when you change different point, is it do it properly or not? Before you say to the next point, do you do it linking with the similar ideas? So you can say that, for example, hardworking is not enough, right? Hardworking is important. For me, hardworking is important because even you have the best intelligence brain, if you don't use it, you don't make use to it, you don't be hardworking on it, then it is useless. For example, we have a pen drive. We have 100 gig, but we did never use it. So we are not being hardworking by doing assignment and putting a lot of power inside it. So what's the point of this thing? What's the point of the USB? What's the point of the pen drive? That's why hardworking is important. Uh, Hardworking is important because even though we have the latest software 2018, but if we don't use it, then we are not being hardworking enough to understand how the function compared to if I understand the full functions of 1998, and but if I know nothing about 2018, I'm not putting any effort, then this will be claimed as useless. That's why I think hardworking is still the most priority for me. So you give people reasons to listen. You persuade people to agree with you. If you are not able to persuade people to agree with you, then your speech is not so good. Okay? How well can you hear the speaker? So you need to speak loud enough. Very confident. Don't use the brain. Sometimes after you finish preparing, when you come out, I remember like there is one lecturer in Harvard University. The course is called Positive Psychology. So I have been watching it for quite some time ago, few years back. And then what the lecturer says is that he was wanted to be a professional tennis player. But he started to train not since young. He started to train maybe teenage year or quite old, older than that. Not senior, he's maybe 10, 15, but people started from maybe 8 years old. So he found out that he's not able to catch up because his body is not growing anymore. So he said that he used class listen. So he used hard working to overcome it. But no matter how much he hard work, right, he overworked himself. At the end of the day, he cannot go for competition because he overworked. Then he's very nervous. So he realized that in order to overcome that, he says, I work, I work, I work, I rest, I work. But when it comes to the real time, I forget about it and I just do it. That's what I do also. Before starting, you do, but you have to rest also. And then when it's real time, don't use the brain, just do. Okay? So, excellent eye contact. So I see some people see me, so I give them few seconds. Most of you don't really have it. Some of you look on the floor. Do you interact with your audience? Okay, so that's it. You go back to have a read. Criteria used for evaluating speech. Okay, an average speech P should be like this. B should be like this. So you go back to judge yourself. What category are you? Are you B category, C category or not? Most likely the result will be informed next week, okay? According to the plan. You judge yourself first. Okay? Listening worksheet. Internet research worksheet. Okay, you go back and have a look and then see you next week. Bye-bye.